What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another video for my Omi homies, and in today's video I'm going to give you my response to Cavell's response to my last video, and I'll also be going through some more numbers to give you my ideas about where the token is going next year, 2022. So stick around. There is a lot to talk about. If you like the content, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into it. So a couple of days ago, I made a video expressing my opinion on whether or not it's possible that the Omi token can one day hit $10. And I drew the conclusion that while it is theoretically possible to hit $10, it's not probable. And the reason why I believe that is because I think that they would have to burn way too many tokens to get there and have a market cap that is well beyond where I think the project can go. Now, after I made that video, Cavell Anderson made a response video where he rebutted my argument. So first and foremost, I want to say that we're all Omi holders, right? If you're watching this video, you're more than likely holding the Omi token. So, and the reason why we're all holding the Omi token is because we believe it is a good investment. We think that it will give us a great return in the future. Now, whether or not it goes to $1, 50 cents, $2, or $10 is up for debate, but I think what we can all agree on is that this is an investment that could do very well over time. Now, there's really one point that Cavell made in his video that is at the heart of our difference in opinion. So in a minute, I'm going to play a clip from his video, and then I'm going to respond to it and give my opinion. After that, I'm going to bring back that spreadsheet that I made for the last video. In the comment section of the last video, some people were asking about where I think the token is going next year in 2022. All right, and while that spreadsheet kind of looked further out, I updated it with some new information to look at nearer term token prices for Omi. All right, so we're going to get into that later. Make sure you stick around for that. But first, let's get into the Cavell video. So this is the main point that Cavell is making that's at the heart of the $10 Omi argument.
And if you don't know, I believe that the NFT space, I believe that the NFT space can get to a $50 trillion NFT space. That being said, there's some NFT specialists and gurus who say they can get to up to a $200 trillion. My logic is a $2 trillion market cap based on the overall space being that high. $2 trillion for the Omi team, and it gets to $2 trillion if there's no burn, like not taking into consideration the burns at all. Do I think we can get to $2 trillion? Yes, I believe that we can get to $2 trillion.
So it basically comes down to whether or not you believe that Vivi can become a $1 trillion company. And I personally do not, and here's why. If you take a look at the biggest companies by market cap, all the companies that have hit $1 trillion, they all have one thing in common. And that is that they either directly or indirectly touch the lives of everyone in the country or in the world. Take a look at Apple, $2.5 trillion company. They basically put a computer in everyone's pocket, whether or not you own an iPhone. They were the first smartphone company, and that doesn't take into consideration all of their other revolutionary hardware and software products. Same goes for Microsoft, which provided the infrastructure for the early days of the internet with Microsoft Windows and all their other software. Saudi Aramco is one of the largest oil distributors in the world. Google, the #1 cloud platform, the most powerful data and analytics company in the world. Then you've got Amazon, which completely revolutionized e-commerce, putting a ton of brick and mortar stores out of business. Plus, they own Amazon Web Services. They basically own the internet. Then you've got Tesla, which has revolutionized the auto industry. They've accelerated the adoption of electric vehicles. They're bringing about full self-driving and revolutionizing how we get from one place to another with robo-taxis. And then you've got Facebook, which was at $1 trillion but has dropped below $1 trillion. The biggest social network in the world. 1 out of every 3 humans on Earth are on Facebook. So it's not easy to become $1 trillion companies. And as you can see, the companies that manage to reach that level are the ones that touch the lives of everyone in the world or change things for everyone in the world. Now, sure, there will be more $1 trillion companies in the future as they continue to debase the dollar with their money printing and inflation rates hitting assets. But it will still be a milestone that will be difficult to reach. And okay, so I don't believe that Vivi will be $1 trillion company. I think $50 to $100 billion is possible. All right, and that's okay because that will still give us crazy returns that will be hard to beat anywhere else. If OMI token can get to $50 billion or even $100 billion, you're talking, like 2,000% return on your investment. All right, so that's a crazy, crazy return. All right, now I want to shift gears a little and get back to the spreadsheet and talk about what we can possibly expect next year in 2022. All right, so last video we took a look at what the future price of OMI could look like, taking into consideration different levels, percentages of token burn from the circulating supply, and also taking into consideration possible market caps. So as I said, I adjusted the spreadsheet to take a shorter term look at where we can possibly be maybe next year. I do think that it's very possible that we will hit a $10 billion market cap next year. At the time of this recording, Decentraland has an $8.5 billion market cap. Sandbox is at $6.5 billion. So considering that the Viviverse is coming out next year, and they already have a very successful app, I do think that $10 billion is very, very attainable. Now the question will be, what percent of burn rate is likely? Taking a look at the burn wallet on OMI Token Tracker, we can see that about 20 billion tokens were burnt thus far over the last year. And that's not bad. That's about 13.5% of the reserve wallet balance. Of course, this doesn't affect the price just yet. They're going to have to drain the reserve wallet before they do buybacks. They were going to do buybacks sooner, but they don't want to violate any securities laws, so they're going to hold off on the buybacks, I think, until this reserve wallet is drained. So this will likely take 5 or 6 years, maybe 7 years, before the reserve wallet is completely drained. But if they can burn 15% of the circulating supply in the year 2022, and we reach a market cap of $10 billion, we would have a 4-cent OMI. Of course, we don't yet know how fast they'll be able to burn tokens from the circulating supply, so this is all pure speculation. But I do think that a 15% burn is possible. So a max circulating supply of 255 billion OMI tokens and a market cap of $10 billion would put the token at about 4 cents next year. Now, it's also possible that they could burn 20% of the token. We'll see how many tokens the Viviverse can run through, but I do think it's possible that they can run through 20% next year. But that would just move us up a third of a penny to 0.042. So in order to move the token price higher, we'd have to move to a higher market cap or get into some serious burning, which I'm not sure is too likely for year one. So let's go to $15 billion. I think that if the bull run is still in effect, which of course is another variable, a lot of people expect us to head into bear market territory, but let's assume we're in a bull market late into the year. just for the fun of speculating, a $15 billion market cap will start us off at a 5-cent OMI. And if they're able to burn through 20% of the token supply, an OMI token could reach 0.062. So in order to hit 10 cents next year, we need a $15 billion market cap along with 50% of circulating supply burnt. And that seems like a lot. So that's not going to be my expectation. Now, is it possible we could see a $20 billion market cap next year? Considering that this is crypto and Shiba has about a $20 billion market cap, it's not totally out of the realm of possibility. Now, in order to hit 10 cents next year, we'd have to hit a $20 billion market cap and burn through 33% of the circulating supply, neither of which is impossible. So there is still a lot that we don't know and a lot of information that is missing that will help us make better judgments. Like, for instance, we don't know what the utility will look like within the VV-verse. We don't know what the VV-verse will look like itself yet. We don't know the rate of burn that the OMI utility program will give us. So those are just my thoughts based on the information that we currently have. I think that a 5 to 10 cent OMI next year is a possibility. And again, we don't even know what the market's going to look like next year. So this is just speculation, and it's just, a fun process to think through. All right, now, some people don't want a 10 cent OMI. They want 30 cents, 50 cents, $1 next year. I just like to remind everyone that even a 6 cent OMI is a 10x return. That's a 1,000% return on your investment. And a 10 cent OMI is a 2,000% return. That's a 20x. All right, so that takes 1,000 and it brings it to $20,000. That's a huge return in just 1 year. Sometimes when we talk in cents, we say 3 cents, 4 cents. It doesn't seem like a lot, but look at the percentage of gains. All right, and I think that 5 cent OMI is possible. We could possibly go up higher depending on a number of variables. All right, so those are my thoughts. I'm going to link that spreadsheet in the description below. If you're someone asked yesterday, I went live with Daniel Lee. Someone asked for it. So I'm going to link it in the description. You can download it and do what you want with it. Make a copy of it and take a look at it yourself. All right. But those are my thoughts. And as far as the $10 OMI, Cavell was 100% correct when he said that you should do your own research. You shouldn't listen to what I think. You shouldn't listen to what he thinks. Everyone comes at investing with their own perspectives and their own mindsets. All right, I am not a financial advisor. Those are just my thoughts on where this project can go. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button. It helps get this video out to more OMI homies, and subscribe to the channel if you like the content. As always, I hope you all have a great week. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. I will see you in the next video.